My name is Jonathan Adell. I'm one of the project managers at Miami Tech Works, and I have a few questions for you guys. I understand you guys had undergone the TPM Academy for a few months, and I'd really like to hear perspectives on what's going on. So we're going to start with you, Evelyn. Could you give us your name, your title, and what motivated you to participate in the TPM Academy of South Florida?
Sure. So my name is Evelyn Gonzalez Studebaker. I was recently married, so just added that one earlier this month. I am the career navigator at Broward Health. I've been a nurse since '94. I've been in healthcare and workforce development since the early 2000s. So I've seen it, how it goes up and down. Then things go in, they come right back. So why was I motivated? Because right now we have not, and when I say we, I will talk about workforce development as far as healthcare. We have not been very clear with our employees as to what is the return on their investment when it comes to education. What do they really need to do the job? Sometimes we ask for more than what they actually need, and that is unfair when we're seeing people in so much debt, and then unfortunately that negatively impacts their lives. So when I saw this and I noticed that, it actually touched upon all of the areas that I am concerned about for not just our healthcare system, but really the community as a whole, I thought, well, this is a no-brainer. I have to be part of this.
Yeah, amazing. Thank you. Happy to have you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Evelyn.
Sandeep, same question as Evelyn. Could you give me your name, title, and what motivated you to join the academy?
Absolutely. So I'm Sandeep Varry. I work with Florida International University. I'm a senior full-stack engineer. I work for a unit called Division of External Programs. We are a workforce development initiatives-driven unit. Our job is to try to understand the changing needs of the workforce and try to see how we could integrate that into our curriculum or create new kinds of training. We are, to use TPM terminology, tier 1 providers of talent for South Florida. We have bachelor's, master's, and PhD degrees, but also we do a lot of trainings and certifications. I've been closely involved with the Miami Tech Works Coalition, and when the opportunity came for them to launch a TPM cohort in Miami, I was reached out to be a part of it, and since we already had an employer as part of the cohort, I think they wanted to pair up with a training provider, so that's how I got involved in this team.
Amazing, Sandeep. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Moses, can you give us your name, title, organization, and what motivated you to join the TPM Academy of South Florida?
Yes, my name is Moses Washington. I'm work for Miami-Dade College as the Workforce Service Manager. And one of the things that motivated me to be a part of this is the ever-changing aspect of the workforce. Being able to connect with it and get a better understanding of how I can communicate to the younger generation that's coming into the workforce. A lot of times we try to, one of my job indicators is to find jobs for our students, right? So when I'm trying to find jobs for the students, I need to understand the ever-changing environment that they're going to be placed in, So we try to connect careers to major or majors to careers, but now a lot of times we're getting majors with no careers, So how do we connect those dots? They're asking those detailed, those tough questions. Is there a job out there for me? Is there retention out there for me? So for me to be able to communicate to my students the best direction for them, I need to understand the best direction that's going on in the workforce. So that's what connected me.
Oh, wow. Thank you. And we're happy to have you as that connector from education to, the workforce.
Absolutely.
So, guys, I have a few questions for you all. Let's just get right into it. We'll start with you, Evelyn.
Hey.
How did your relationship with training providers like Florida International University and MDC change due to this partnership and this program that you've undergone?
Sure. Well, I've had a strong relationship with FIU and Miami-Dade. Not only where I was employed by a number of healthcare organizations in Miami, but also in Broward County, because guess what? Students do cross borders. They do cross county borders. So because of that, when I was presented with this opportunity and I was asked, well, hey, can we partner you with FIU, Miami-Dade? I says, of course, we already do work together. I think the difference now is that we were very focused on what we needed to work on versus what in the past it was more like, okay, you know what, we'll take all your students and we'll just try to hire, the ones that we need. Well, we find that that's not working anymore. So this particular program makes you very focused right to the pain points, and everybody's on the same page.
That's impactful. Do you see any new pipelines in the future
But
for these organizations?
Of course. So, what I say is that what's happening at Broward Health is not unique to Broward Health. It's also impacting all the other healthcare organizations in South Florida. So what we're looking at right now is upskilling. Our employees, particularly those that we have been looking in entry level, we must help them grow within the organization, because what we found and data is showing us is that they were leaving us because they didn't see a path forward in our organization. And that's a shame. It really is a shame, because we've already invested in them, right? So now we needed to show them, like, you don't have to leave us to grow. And that's how this partnership is also going to be helping, is that now we'll be able to say, okay, we have a partnership with FIU, we have a partnership with Miami-Dade. What is it that you want to do in healthcare? How can we get you there with the least amount of debt and in the fastest amount of time? So that way you're not spending, like, Moses said, you're not going into a career that you have no job in when you're done. And I think that's what, we have failed for a long time, even in healthcare. We have failed. And now I think, again, now that we're more focused and we are looking at those pain points, it is a different discussion.
Oh, wow. I'm happy to see that connection and that pipeline, supply chain management deal really connect and take place. Well, thank you, Evelyn.
Thank you.
And for you, Sandeep, after your teachings and learnings in the academy, how do you envision incorporating a lot of those strategies into what you do going forward?
Absolutely, Jonathan. So going through the TPM Academy was an exceptional experience, because being in higher education for almost close to 2 decades, I've heard it all from the industry in terms of their needs, in terms of their requirements from the talent. And for FIU, it's very important that we are aligned with the industry. A lot of work that has been happening, great work, is about making sure that we're working hand in hand with the industry and making sure our curriculum is fine-tuned and aligned to the industry. But what TPM does is that it takes it to the next level by actually getting employers together, making them talk about their pain points, their critical needs, their important and urgent needs, the quantity of the need, the location of the need. And by putting us, the education providers, in the same room, it helps us just address that need to a greater degree, so that it's not one size fits all kind of a solution, but it's a custom made solution. And as a university of our scale, we have that opportunity to do those customizations, because at the end of the day, our students are our product, and we want to make sure the industry that's onboarding those products is a turnkey solution, that the talent is ready to go from day one, right? So I think knowing that through the TPM experience, it gives a common language. I think the more people go through the TPM process let's say in South Florida, I think there is a common language that would develop, so that we all know what we're talking about when we talk to each other, and it'll just make us so much faster to make robust and scalable pipelines that are also sort of mitigating the risk that might arise out of it. So in that sense, I feel TPM equipped me with a lot of tools to have the right kind of conversations with the employers.
Oh, wow. It sounds like you fully bought into the
Absolutely.
the TPM life. Oh, that's amazing.
TPM Kool-Aid.
So let's say in terms of In terms of, let's say, further implementation, like who would you like to see join, let's say, the next cohort of TPM? And how would you like to see that form? So
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So I represent the College of Engineering and Computing, but I was able to work with Broward College, right? At the end of the day, because we're such big organizations, I think this is the start. I think I would love to see more departments and colleges from Florida International University, from Miami-Dade, from be part of the conversation, because I feel that the more the people that are aware, I think the better the end solution would be. In terms of employers, I think Miami Tech Works does a great job of bringing us all in the room. So that way, the establishment of trust is already there. I don't have to convince to Broward that they can trust FIU, and Broward Health doesn't need to convince us that we can trust them. It's about commitment. So it's about going back. I think our jobs is not done like going back and then me talking to those other colleges, and next time there's a cohort, making sure I'm recommending people from our organization to be part of it. I think that's kind of what I think the next step would be for me to bring more people into this.
Thank you, Sandeep.
And of course.
So Moses, as a career services manager, how do you believe the TPM Academy teachings are going to affect your ability to get students, workers, employers, learners, and organizations all together?
Thank you, Jonathan. That's a great question. But I think one of the things coming up in healthcare, I used to always ask this question. I think they had a new employer orientations every week. And I used to see new employers coming in every week, and I never understood why. I was like, why are we hiring so much? And then it dawned on me, like, we're losing a lot, right? We're losing great employees to competitors, to other jobs, or they're just walking away from the field. And being under the great leadership of Evelyn Gonzalez, she began to talk about ways we can create retention. You know, how do we talk about placement, our job, what's the word I'm looking for? Compatibility. You know, how do we keep these employees here? Well, let's offer them advancements. Let's offer them career letters. Let's offer them ways that they can see growth in the organization. Let's let them see that they can move up, and it's actually ways that we can actually go back to school, get an education, and stay within the employer. So that's one of the things that I enjoy, because it's one of the things that and definitely in our presentation, we talk about retention. We talk about strategies to keep and fine line our employees, to keep them in the organization by giving them hope, you know, and being competitive, you know, being competitive with salaries, you know, because we have great employers that can do some good work, but we cannot keep losing them because of the economy is too high. We can't have the cost of living is not affordable. How do we keep these good employees and begin to build that retention? So that's one of the things that
Well, thank you, Moses. And do you have any specific strategies that you're going to use going forward to make sure you strengthen and bridge that connection between student and employer?
Just career ladder, career direction, just making them seeing the end goal, a bigger picture, giving more certification, getting more education, and being able to create positions for great talent. You know, I think I challenge a lot of employers to do that. We have great employers, but we don't create positions to foster their ability to continue to build on the organization.
Thank you. And before we end today, I want to first say thank you to all of you to come here and speak briefly about your experiences. And before we go, do you have anything that you'd like to say?
Oh, well, thank you for the opportunity. This is a great learning experience. It definitely has taken my my capacity to another level. It's opened my eye to see things with a different lens, and I appreciate my team, and I appreciate the ability to continue to learn and grow.
Yeah, I'd like to reiterate what Moses said. This was a great opportunity. I think definitely grateful that Miami Tech Works decided to bring a cohort down here, got us all involved in the first cohort. I learned a lot, but also because we had great mentorship along the way. Patricia, our mentor from the Chamber of Commerce, was really involved, because I think when you're undertaking such a task, which is real, this is not a classroom project. This has to do with economy. This has to do with real life, real jobs, as Evelyn pointed out. It's important to get the right kind of guidance, and I think for anybody in the future who is trying to enter TPM, I would want to say that be assured that you will have support along the way. Like, this is a team effort, but the host organization and the Chamber of Commerce are very involved in keeping you on track. I would say I can only see good things coming out of being part of a program like this. So I would highly encourage anybody who's involved in education, anybody who's involved in employment, for any region, to give it a shot. Yeah.
Thank you, Sandeep.
Of course.
Thank you.
And Evelyn, any last comments?
Well, yes. So just to reiterate what has already been said, thank you for the opportunity. And Moses did allude to the fact that we did work together in a previous organization, and I'm very proud of all the work that he is doing. And actually, I'm part of this because he did put my name out there. I will tell you that this is amazing. Just to put one word out there, it's amazing. It has given me the opportunity and the tools that I need to continue to have the conversations with the C-suite, and they need to hear, what is it that we need to laser focus on, versus just throwing darts, and hoping for the best. Again, the support that you all have given us has been tremendous. The curriculum is very useful, very easy to do, because, sometimes when you're presented with something like this, it could be very daunting. And I think that the ease of use and practicality is what sets it apart and what makes it so successful.
Thank you, everyone. And thank you, guys. Looking forward to further collaborations.
See you.
Thank you.